G'day everyone and welcome back to Nat's Knackers Yard. I'll be Nat. This will be my Knackers Yard with not a lot of space in it. Just sliding the bikes out. Ooh, focus. There we go. Sliding the bikes out just to give me a little bit of room. It is a beautiful day. Lovely and sunny. Still quite cold. It's only about midday. And frankly, it's too nice today not to take the dog out for a nice long thrash. And the family. So it's going to be a bit of a short one today. Because of that, real life, I was going to say getting in the way. It's not getting in the way. It's work gets in the way. Going out for a walk doesn't. Right, so carrying on the front set now. By way of update, I've ordered clips, and a few people have said, you know, could you have put this above? Well, it's such a tight curve that there isn't room for it. It wouldn't go flush across the top there, which is why I went for that whole invert piece, and it's ditto the reason why I didn't just try them under the bar on their original size, because they've got, you know, it's a sharp gradient there that wouldn't clear the top yoke. So, you know, I couldn't do, the only place I could mount those was where they were, and in my humble opinion they were too high. So I've ordered clips for it, 43mm clips, and they'll arrive while I'm away. So I'm not too bothered about, you know, cocking around at the front a little bit. I think what I am going to do, because I really want to do, you know, the front in one go. Put the clip bars when they arrive, which are going to be, you know, let's try and give you an angle. A screwdriver will do. So whereas these are currently at, you know, at the height of the bar, they're going to be about that height, which, you know, I should be okay for clearance. And because they will be, you know, a straight clamp on, I can adjust them backwards or forwards a piece as well. It does mean I'm probably going to have some cocking around to do with the top yoke, just to tidy up if nothing else. But frankly, you know, that'll be the last thing I do. Hopefully that'll be the last thing I do on the top end. So I want to get it all sorted, get the headlights sorted, get the mounting sorted. I've kind of botched this at the moment just because it was annoying me so much that they were 90 degrees out. So, you know, they're not level, they're not quite clear, but it was annoying me in the way that it was. I think what I am going to do though is just whip that cowling off. So if nothing else, just whip that cowling off. He says like it's such an easy affair. It's not, it's an utter arseache. But let's get that off so you can see the gubbins behind and how it all, I say works, in the loosest description of the term works, how it works together. Trying to find the bits that I used last time, and I am slightly struggling. Did I just do it like that last time? I think I did. Did that work? No, it didn't. I did something similar. Right, let me work that out, and we'll get this front off, and you can see the kind of wiring disaster that we've got underneath it. Right, so that's the cowling off. It's quite simple. It's just the 3 bolts up the top. I say 3. I seem to have lost 1. That's fine. Just put my tools away as I go. Right. So I've obviously got my broken indicator, but that's the least of my concerns at the moment. I do have the .SAE, so theoretically that is a legal headlight, but we shall see as we go ahead. I do want to have a quick measure. I know I should be doing it properly, but this is such a knackered So that is 7 inches. Yeah, okay. Just in case I do have a requirement to go for a bulb one. Yeah, and I know I'll get abuse for using calipers quite so badly, but that's my reserve ones. I don't know where my proper ones have gone. So that's fine. Now the bit that I really wanted to show you, and I'm going to have to do some thinking on this because I don't have an immediate solution. The clock mountings are, I'm not on about the mountings of the clock, I'm on about the clock mountings. That sounds a slightly stupid statement. I'm being dive bombed. Schnell, schnell, Kartoffelkopf. Gott und Himmel. Right, so the bracket is held on, can you see? Not quite. I need to lower you a bit more. I'll pan you out, as us professionals say. The headlight bracket itself is only held on at the bottom, which isn't unusual because that is a headlight bracket. It's the botch bracket that essentially holds on the clock, which you can kind of see. So I've got the bracket for the clock, bracket for the light, which is essentially, this bit here, with a really long bolt through holding on the headlight, which is fine. Now the issue is then from that stem, which you can't quite see, there we go. From the stem there, I've essentially got 2 bars coming up, and then this whole pseudo disaster is then held on by that. Now the issue behind that is this. I can get a pivot out of it throughout. Now the only thing that's limiting that pivot is a couple of plastic cuffs that I've thrown in. There be one. Actually, let's just snip those for demonstration purposes. That'll be one. Get off your bitch. Right, that'll be one. Chuck that in my bin pile. Where's the other one? There it is. And there's the other one. Oh, excuse my arm. Right, there we go. So it's only held on by a pivot at the bottom, which means there is also a pivot at the top, which is not great. So I think what I need to put in my order is another clamp. I don't think I've got one. No, I haven't. So essentially another, like headlight clamp, like I've got at the bottom, so I can clamp it at the top as well, because I don't like that. It's just shonky. It's just, it's, I see what the previous guy was trying to do, and it was a little bit of zip tie engineering, but actually if I can get another bracket like that, then I just need an L piece. The job's a good one, and I can actually make it fit better, because at the moment it's all waving around a bit. So, Nat shopping list, I need a headlight bracket. I wonder if it might actually be worthwhile me just ordering a headlight as well, and potentially maybe swapping this out. I mean, it should be fine, but the previous Riverside, then they were talking about not getting it being on a daytime MOT. That was one of the factors that they were considering, whether or not that is, despite the fact it's got .SAE mark on it, whether or not it is road legal. Excuse me. So behind all of that, and I sound like I'm talking with authority here, people. I'm not. This is the first time I've had a look at this properly. Behind all of that, the wiring is a mess, but not terminal, he says. It's not a terminal mess. I think what I can do, fuck it, what I might do is just try and get that whole top yoke off. I'm just trying to see the wiring from the ignition to see whether or not I can actually unplug it. I don't think I can. Can I remove it? Is it blind bolts? It's hard to tell. Right, so back in, and one of my favourite bits of kit is right, so back again, back with my little camera, which is freaking awesome, which is a great bit of kit. Now what I'm trying to do here is look up the brackets behind the ignition and see whether or not there is a bolt, or whether or not it's just still shorn as a security piece. And as you can see, it has got the wee nipples. Can you see? I can kind of see. Does look like it's got the little there we go. So it's not the full pieces, and I don't know whether or not I'm going to be able to get that off, but and I'm not sure I've got time to do it today. What I would like to have done is just to whip that top yoke off, and then I can at least you know, have a play with it throughout the weeks and get it a bit tidier, i.e. paints, etc, etc, just so that that's ready to drop back in once the new clips arrive. That's a bit of a pisser, actually. That would have been nice if I could have done that. So it's got the fan switch running from it, two fan switches, which is strange, but that's just cuffed on, still works fine. But the ignition, not sure if I'm going to be able to get that off. I don't know where all the... I've not actually lifted the tank on this yet at all. I don't really want to at the moment either. I suppose I probably should. I'm not sure I can be asked, because I've only got a short amount of playtime. Right, now I think I know what I want to do with that front headlight. I now will need to get another bracket and bracket it off at the top, because it needs to be securer. More secure. There we go. Let's try using your English in that, you fucking loon. I think what I can also do when I am going through that process is tidy up this top piece, because at the moment it's a little bit higgledy-piggledy, and don't get me wrong, it works. I'm not getting too upset about it one way or another, but as you can see, I could probably do with, you know, at least trying to get them the same height, which they're blatantly not at the moment. Not quite sure how I'm going to do that yet, but yeah, we'll work it out together. Yeah, that's not too much for drama. Right, what else am I doing? When I do this, I want to do it properly, and I had the wheel, you know, kind of half on, half off last time when I was doing this yesterday. Didn't take it off completely because it's got these torque bolts through, and I don't have a set for them. Now I could just jam in. I could just go for the old, I'll bang that in and give it a go, but I really don't want to screw these up, and you know, I'm waiting for the clips. Why not just order some torque heads? I've no idea why I haven't got any, actually. Slightly strange. But yeah, I'm going to get those done as well. But I think what I do want to do is confirm that Sting is still happy, and then what I might try and do, because I'm going to be away for sort of 10 days, sorry people, no, I'm not sorry actually, sorry, I'm on holiday. I won't be doing my hobby for 10 days, that's probably a better way of putting it. I do just want to run those carbs a bit dry. So I think I'll give it a start. Let's try a live start, if I remember where the keys are. I'll give it a start. Turn the fuel off. Yeah, don't know what that was, but it wasn't tasty. Put the cowling out of the way. There's your view, not bad. Try for a start and see how we get on. Turn the fuel off and let it run dry. Right, give it some choke because it's cold. Yeah. Now, considering that hasn't been started in 2 weeks, week, happy with that? Right, I'm just going to leave that ticking over and let the fuel run dry. Much time later, I decided I want that yoke off, and so the bike's slightly jacked up. I've dropped the forks. Now the steering lock is still in place on this, which is unusual, and I've had to twist the whole yoke round and hoik it up, which meant that I've had to just basically grab the tank and slide it back a little bit, otherwise it's not clearance in front of the tank, but all a bit of a pain in the arse, frankly. So we are where we are. It shouldn't be finger tight, I'm sure. Right, removing the yoke. I'm going to do a bit of cable chasing because that goes through, round, and into the world's largest mass of insulation tape. I don't think that'd be too much of a drama. The neutral light goes straight into the loom though, so I'm gonna have to snip that and reattach it. But let's do a little bit of exploring into this absolute freaking mess of cabling. Now I'm either gonna take me right back to that plug, which is probably the best way of doing it. Yeah, mate. So I've managed to get the ignition cable through the gap. It's really tucked in tight behind the radiator, so I just had to pull the plug, get that out. That's the neutral switch, so it goes red to red, black to black now. For when we do that. It's just been twisted together, not surprising. Right, and it's free. So I think that'll do me for this upload. I'm just gonna throughout the week just tidy that up because that's now going to be visible. That's the flat top. So I'll tidy that up, make it better. I'm assuming that comes off. We shall see. Yeah, and a nice little like evening project throughout the week. And then I'm going to tuck the bikes away and we're going to head dog for a walk. Right, cheers all, that'll do me. See you on the next one.